check in Assam. Republic, the first channel to report from the eviction drive site. Days after India-China clash in Tawang Valley, Republic gets you ground reports that will spook the Chinese. Vadra Congress orders 1984 riot linked Titler again by making him part of the Bharat Jodo committee. Face-off in Karnataka Assembly over the portrait of freedom hero Veer Savarkar. Congress stages protest.
वो निश्चित तौर से गांधी परिवार की सीट है और रहेगी। स्मृति ईरानी केवल आती हैं, लटके झटके देकर चली जाती हैं। वो निश्चित तौर से गांधी परिवार की सीट है और रहेगी।
Congress leader makes a sexist remark against Smriti Irani, says she does latke jhatke in Amethi.
वहाँ हिंदी काम नहीं आएगी, वहाँ अंग्रेजी ही काम आएगी।
Rahul Gandhi sparks a massive row as he mocks Hindi speakers, says focus should be on teaching English. Starting this edition of This is exclusive with the breaking news now coming in from the state of Uttar Pradesh, where there's been a protest over the fee hike in Allahabad, the university premises in Prayagraj. Motorbike has been torched, car has been damaged by the protesters. In fact, we're given to understand the police are present at the spot. The situation appears to be now under control. In fact, the Commissioner of Police of Prayagraj and other officials are currently present at the spot as we speak. Police is monitoring the situation. We'll try and go across to reporters on the ground to get you the latest details. But what you're seeing right now on your screens, these are the latest images that are coming in from the city of Prayagraj, where there was a massive protest that took place at Allahabad University. This is pertaining to the fee hike that is a decision taken by the university. In fact, you see these cars that have been vandalized and there have been several other properties that have also been damaged. We'll try and get you more details as motorbikes have been torched, cars have been damaged inside the campus. At this point in time, we do not have any details whether at all anyone has been injured in the clashes that have taken place. In fact, police essentially indicating that the situation has been brought under control. What are you seeing? These are the images that came in a short while back. I'm told that my colleague Vivek Rai is joining us on this broadcast. Vivek, सबसे पहले आपसे ये जानकारी लेना चाहूँगा कि इस वक्त हालात कैसे हैं और यूनिवर्सिटी में ये जो क्लैशेस की बात हो रही है, प्रोटेस्ट की बात हो रही है, इसके पीछे कौन है?
लेकर के लंबे समय से यूनिवर्सिटी में जो इश्यूज हैं उसको रेज किया जा रहा था, क्योंकि यूनिवर्सिटी में हमने देखा था कि 4 महीने पहले जो यूनिवर्सिटी की फीस थी वो तकरीबन 400% के करीब में फीस हाइक हुई थी और उन्हीं तमाम इश्यूज को लेकर के अलग अलग समय पर जो यूनिवर्सिटी के छात्र थे वो अलग अलग समय पर प्रदर्शन कर रहे थे। आज यूनिवर्सिटी के एक छात्र नेता विवेकानंद पाठक, उनका वो जब ये कहा जा रहा है कि जब प्रदर्शन कर रहे थे उसी दौरान गार्डों ने उनके ऊपर दोनों के बीच में हाथापाई हुई और इसी दौरान जब हाथापाई छात्र नेता और गार्डों के बीच में हुई तो दोनों तरफ से फायरिंग की बात निकल के सामने आ रही है। हालांकि अभी किसने एग्जैक्ट फायरिंग की है ये बात पुख्ता नहीं हो पाई है। कुछ गाड़ियों को भी आग लगाने की बात निकल के सामने आई, कैंटीन में आग लगाने की बात निकल के सामने आई। छात्रों ने कैंपस में तोड़फोड़ किया है, पत्थरबाजी की है। हालांकि इस पूरी घटना के बाद वहां लोकल भी जो पुलिस थी वो पहले से तैनात थी, लेकिन उस दौरान और भारी संख्या में बाहर से जो फोर्स है उसको बुलाया गया है। बाकी थानों की जो फोर्स है वो मौके पर पहुंची। प्रयागराज के जो सीपी है रमेश शर्मा वो मौके पर पहुंचे और उसके बाद फिलहाल की स्थिति की बात की जाए तो अभी स्थिति कंट्रोल में है और प्रयागराज सीपी का कहना है कि उन्होंने जो प्रॉपर फोर्स का डिप्लॉयमेंट है वो कर दिया है और अभी स्थिति सामान्य है। जो छात्र उग्र थे उनको कैंपस से बाहर की तरफ में खदेड़ दिया गया। हालांकि इसके पीछे के क्या तथ्य हैं और किस तरीके से जो घटना है वो कैसे बड़ी हुई, इसको लेकर के पुलिस फिलहाल जांच करे। लेकिन फिलहाल ये कहा जा रहा है कि छात्र के जो गुट रहे, छात्र नेता का जो गुट रहा और जो गार्ड थे उनके बीच में शुरुआती तौर पर कहासुनी के बाद और उनके बीच में हाथापाई के बाद ये जो विवाद है वो बड़ा हुआ है।
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद विवेक राय getting us the latest details from Prayagraj. We'll keep a close watch as the situation still remains quite volatile. Ladies and gentlemen, we were the only channel to bring you this story from Assam, where we showed the problem of encroachment. The report had mentioned that around 7,504 bighas of land belonging to 303 extras of the state are under encroachment. And it is the Republic impact that the Assam government launched a massive eviction drive in Nagaon amid tight security to clear nearly 400 acres of encroached land. In fact, take a look at this report that has been filed by my colleague Anirudh. He's the only reporter to be on the ground to get you a sense of what's really happening. And this, in fact, has been the fastest eviction drive that has been carried out by the Assam government. A message that the Assam government essentially wants to send across, that they are not going to tolerate any sort of encroachment on government land. Take a look at this report, and you also have a special guest joining us on This Is Exclusive.
Government on Monday carried out a massive eviction drive, one of the largest eviction drive in the state in Batadraba area of Nagaon district. Right now I am standing in one of the eviction site at Santigram Bazaar, and you can see the eviction. They have evicted the illegal establishments which were built here. They have also evicted many houses. Around 72 houses were there which were not removed by the owners and had to be evoked to made an encroachment free. These were encroachment on government land as well as Hotra land in Assam. Over 1,000 bighas of land have been evicted to made encroachment free today, and for the first time this eviction drive, which was carried out from around 6 a.m. in the morning, has been completed at a record time of 8 hours. Within 8 hours, over 1,000 bighas of land have been made encroachment free by the administration of Nagaon district. It may be mentioned that this is the first largest eviction drive carried out by the state government on government land and Hotra land encroached by suspected illegal settlers, and also after the Krepsla, the committee to review and assess Hotra land in the state of Assam, submitted its interim report to the Chief Minister on December 2. On December 3rd, Republic TV exclusively brought you report from Barpeta, where we highlighted how government land and Hotra land have been encroached by people. And after that, this is a mega impact of Republic reporters that a massive eviction drive has been carried out within 16 days in Assam's Nagaon. With video journalist Ashok, I am Anirudh Dhabakat, and this is Republic Media Network. Well, the mega eviction drive in Nagaon district is underway. I am now joined on this broadcast by Narendra Kumar Cha, the Deputy Commissioner of Nagaon. Mr. Cha, the eviction drive is underway, and we have seen that there has been a very good response as far as those who had been on the encroached land is concerned. They have vacated most of their properties themselves. How is the eviction drive going as of now?
Eviction drive was planned for a very long time, and we had done all our homework. So that is reflected here, that we have cleared 2 sites, and public has cooperated with us. There is no resistance. They have individually themselves cleared most of the spots. Whatever remaining is there, we are clearing it out, and the response is good, and we are hoping to finish this task peacefully.
By when you had before you had planned that it will be a 2-day exercise, so after coming on the ground, what do you think, how long it will take to clear the entire area?
So earlier we had planned a 2-day exercise, but since there is no resistance, so we are thinking to complete the process within 1 day. We are trying. We will see if we will be able to do it or not. If we are not, then we will extend it to the next day. But right now our aim is to finish it today only.
Approximately how much of an area has been cleared so far
So,
since morning?
so far we have cleared more of densely populated areas of market. So around 50 bigha of land has been cleared. But where we are going now, those are more of a village area, and there we'll be clearing around 900 to 1000 bigha. Mostly pond lands are there.
So, had you faced any resistance in any part so far as far as eviction drive is concerned?
No, we haven't faced any kind of resistance. The people who had encroached, they have also cooperated. The nearby people have also cooperated, and it seems that there is a kind of societal acceptance that government land is a government's land, and it should not be encroached.
Well, let's try and explain why this becomes extremely significant, and when the government essentially says that they are not going to tolerate any more encroachment in Assam. That's because this very place where the eviction drive was carried out happens to be the birthplace of one of the most revered saints in Assam. It's the birthplace of a Vaishnavite leader. In fact, let's take a look at some of the details that we have where this eviction drive was actually carried out. Take a look at some of the details that we're getting in. The birthplace of Srimanto Shankardev, he happens to be the most revered Vaishnavite saint of Assam. Now, it starts with this place in Borpeta, in the Borpeta district of Assam, where you're looking at 1,000 bighas of encroached land. Now, there is a history behind this, starting from Borpeta, then going all the way to Nagaon. And remember, the fact here is that there are several anti-social elements that have also been under the scanner. Then take a look at Lakhimpur. That's the other place where the eviction drive was also carried out. And in fact, the government made it abundantly clear that they are not going to tolerate any sort of encroachment in these very places where a proper survey was essentially done. Now, in Bongaigaon, that's the other place where the eviction was carried out, and finally in Dhubri, a total of 5 areas where a detailed survey was done of the government land that has been taken over. Today what you're seeing is in the Nagaon district where the encroachment had taken place and this drive was carried out. In fact, with the more details that we're getting in right now of the time that was taken, in fact, this eviction drive was completed in a record of about 8 hours. A total of 1,000 bighas of land has been made encroachment free. And not just that, what's important to point out here is that the land basically includes Satra land and the government land, which was basically evicted. Now, let's also go across to our guest who's joining us on this broadcast, Satyaraj Hazarika. He is the DIG Central Range of Assam Police, who's joining us on this broadcast. Mr. Hazarika, thank you very much for speaking to Republic TV. Let me straight away begin by asking you, this happens to be one of those record eviction drives completed in just about 8 hours. First, I want to get a sense of the preparations that were underway and how exactly was this carried out. And then we'll perhaps also try and explain to all our viewers why this becomes very important, because there are political overtones to it also. But let's first begin by you explaining to us how exactly was this eviction drive essentially carried out and the importance of it.
Yeah, good evening. So actually, we understood the challenge that this eviction drive posed for us. And this was generally people who have been quite entrenched here. They've been here for quite some time. From the 80s. So we had begun a preparation in right earnest. We actually had deployed a lot of non-lethal components for which we have been doing some extensive drills. And we have also reached across to the stakeholders and made them understand that these are village grazing lands, and the government will not just tolerate this kind of squatting in the government lands. And we conducted a lot of confidence building measures like flag marching, and so these generally had yielded the results, and we achieved quite a record time. We started at 6 in the morning, and the kind of preparation has to this has possibly given us this kind of a result.
Mr. Hazarika, just for the benefit of our viewers, if you could just try and help us understand the significance of this land. The fact of the matter is that large part of government lands in the state of Assam has been encroached over a period of time. And that essentially means that the eviction becomes far more difficult. What I want to understand is that, one, what's the importance of the land where these eviction drives have been carried out? Not the only place where this eviction drive has been carried out. So how important is this in terms of the land that you've been able to make it encroachment free?
Yeah, you're right. This is quite a significant drive as far as in the state of Assam, and where these localities rightfully belong to the Vaishnavite clergy. Plus, where Saint Sankardev was the most relevant. He's one of the structures here in Pathandua. So it was very near to the.
Right. Mr. Hazarika, we seem to be having some problem with your audio line. We'll try and fix it over the course of this broadcast and try to bring you back. But as we try and fix this, let's also take a look at a deep dive into the eviction drives that have been carried out by the Assam government. Now, two sets of information that we're going to try and put it out for you to understand why there is a proper plan, a pattern that is essentially emerging, and how exactly is the government really tackling it. Now, the first set of eviction drive was started back in 23rd of September 2021 when the eviction drive was carried out in Darang. And now on 19th of December, you're looking at an eviction drive that was carried out in Nagaon. Now, in both, if you take a look at it, it has become very, very clear that they are essentially trying to ensure that those very places which were at some point in time completely untouchable, governments were wary whether they want to go ahead with it or not, what sort of a political repercussion it's going to have, that seems to be out of the way. Take a look at this. Now, this was on 23rd of September 2021. Now, the drive was to evict 200 houses there. These are all encroached land. Now, 19th December 2022, they've gone up. Their drive was to evict 1,200 bighas. So, this also gives you a sense of the magnitude of this entire drive. They want to go much beyond that. And take a look at the planning that goes on 23rd of September 2021 when they carried out. The drive essentially turned violent. There were 2 deaths that was reported. Contrast that with what has happened on 19th of December 2022. There were 800 personnel deployed. And what is important to highlight here is that there has been absolutely no violence. As the DC of the area was also pointing out, that they have essentially ensured that this is carried out in the most peaceful manner. And that, I would say, is somewhere the success of the Assam government, a close coordination between the government administration and the police, ensuring that this thing does not really go out of hand. Let me also quickly go across to my colleague Anirudh, who's there at the spot, getting a sense of what's really happening. Let's try and understand. Anirudh, it's dark there, so I don't think our viewers would get a sense of what's really happening around you. But let's quickly take our viewers through why it is so very important, and does this have some sort of a political overtone? Is it expected that the opposition parties are going to train their guns at the Himanta government at this point in time? Because at the end of the day, the narrative that is essentially being built by the opposition in the state of Assam is that Himanta's government is becoming anti-Muslim.
Well, Sawan, in its report, that interim report submitted to the Chief Minister by Krapsla on record, in fact, one of the members, Mrinal Saikia, has told us that 99.99% of the Hotra land and government land in Assam have been encroached illegally by suspected illegal migrants, and that too from Bangladesh. And in the report, the chairman of the committee, Pradeep Hazarika, while tabling the report to the Chief Minister, also said that this land have been encroached in a systematic manner with political patronage and backing of several organizations which are inclined to various political parties. So now today when we visited the area, there were electric connections, there were government houses under PMAY scheme which were given to people. There were Anganwadi centers in all these villages where the eviction drive was carried out today. So the question is how Anganwadi center, how PMAY houses and how electric connections were provided on people who are settled in government land, who have encroached the land. So definitely there was a political backing, and this has been once again proved by the visuals that we got on the ground today. Sawan.
Well, thank you very much, Anirudh, for getting us the latest details from Assam, the only channel getting you live updates as to what's really happening and why this eviction drive once again sends across a very strong message of what the government of Assam essentially wants to do. Their intention becomes very clear that they are no longer going to tolerate any more encroachment in their state. Slipping into a short break. On the other side, we'll get you the ground report all the way from eastern Ladakh. While on the one hand, the opposition parties are trailing their guns at the government, saying that there is no clarity as to what's really happening, there is no preparedness. But Republic TV goes to the ground, gets you the latest reports from eastern Ladakh, the very standpoint areas on your television set tonight on This Is Exclusive.
Powered by ArcelorMittal, Nippon Steel India Limited. Smarter steels, brighter futures. Tata Capital. Palak jhapkao, loan pao.
Your favorite service provider, 10, which gets you the best of entertainment, is back with something very special.
अभी मजा आएगा ना भिड़ो.
Your 3 favorite movie channels are bringing in super blockbuster films with features like wider picture and crystal clear sound straight to your home.
Wow. Oh, I love that expression.
To subscribe to your favorite channels, contact your local cable TV operator today or call DEN toll-free number 1-800-419-2020 now.
India welcomes those who further India's pride across the globe. Indian diaspora, partners of New India's growth journey in Amrit Kaal. Come and be a part of the 17th Pravasi Bharati Divas from 8th to 10th January 2023 at Indore, Madhya Pradesh, India. For registration, log on to pbdindia.gov.in.
क्या हुआ चैंपियन?
दिन रात प्रैक्टिस करनी पड़ती है। यहाँ तो रात को स्टेडियम ही बंद हो जाता है।
एक काम करो ना, चेन छोड़ छोड़ के लगाना।
पापा?
अब करो दिन रात प्रैक्टिस। चैंपियन।
एक्स्ट्रा सेफ पॉलीकैप ग्रीन वायर आपके सपनों को रखे सेफ।
Come what may, with Apollo Tires, have a wonderful day.
On a day when the opposition parties trained the guns at the centre, saying that what exactly is the government really doing and what exactly is the government's policy on China. The fact that army is not really prepared, questioning the army and its preparedness. We at Republic TV decided to go on the ground to get you a sense of what's really happening in eastern Ladakh, where the standoff essentially began. My colleague Zenith travelled over thousands of kilometers to get you multiple reports from very places where the standoff actually began, starting from Pangyong So Lake to other very places where the face-off essentially continues. It only gives you a sense of the preparedness of the Indian army and what really goes in terms of the challenges. It isn't the most easiest of terrain where the Indian army essentially operates. One of the most treacherous topographies, but despite the kind of challenges that the Indian army faces, it does appear that we are extremely well prepared. Take a look at these multiple ground reports filed by my colleague Zenith.
Tensions around the disputed India-China border seem to be getting worse. Recently, one such clash was witnessed in Tawang Valley. Our forces were, however, successful in pushing them back. But how well is India prepared for the next time China tries to invade India? Let's have a look. Chushul is the gateway to Leh. If China enters the Chushul, it can launch its operation for Leh. After the initial attacks, including on the Galwan Valley by the Chinese in October 1962, the PLA troops prepared to attack Chushul airfield and the valley to get direct access to Leh. Republic reports exclusively from Chushul, where Indian troops have now secured the ridgeline in this subsector that allows them to dominate the Chushul Bowl to the Indian side and Moldo sector on the Chinese side.
Chushul sector, where we are standing at present, the line of actual control with China runs about 5 miles east of Chushul across the Chushul Valley. Chushul has an airstrip and its connectivity by road to Leh gives it a unique operational advantage. Indian troops have now secured the ridgeline in this subsector that allows them to dominate the Chushul Bowl on the Indian side and Moldo sector on the Chinese side.
Rezang is a mountain pass on the line of actual control between Indian-administered Ladakh and the Chinese-administered Spangur Lake Basin that is also claimed by India. Despite the fact that almost the entire company was wiped out in battle, they had put up enough of a fight to ensure the Chushul wouldn't fall into Chinese hands.
Zangla Memorial, where you can see that this is one of the important memorials here. And if we talk about this pass, the Rizangla Pass, it is located on the eastern watershed ridge of the Chushul Valley. The Battle of Rizangla fought between India and Chinese troops on the icy mountain, and it is still remembered as a show of great Indian strength during the war in 1962.
Republic also reported from eastern Ladakh, where a lot of push to border infrastructure has been given.
As we are talking about the border infrastructural development today, we are here at the Punguk, and the road, this Kacha road, will be in some time, it will be converted into concrete roads because the work being done by the BRO is in progress.
हम लोग 25 बंदा है CPL काम कर रहे हैं हम लोग ग्रिप के अंदर।
तो देख रहे हैं कि कच्चा रास्ता है, कच्चे रास्ते की खुदाई हो रही है।
हाँ, कच्चा रास्ता तो है, अभी हम लोग बना रहे हैं अच्छी तरह से।
तो कितना सपोर्ट मिल रहा है BRO की तरफ से?
BRO की तरफ से तो हम लोग को बहुत सपोर्ट मिल रहा है, रहने का व्यवस्था है, खाने पीने का सब चीज़ व्यवस्था है, कपड़ा भी मिलता है, जूता भी मिलता है, हर चीज़ मिलता है।
तो अभी जो है आने वाले दिनों में और भी ज़्यादा टेम्परेचर जो है वो डाउन होगा, क्या उसमें भी काम करेंगे?
हाँ, अभी तो हम लोग रुकेंगे।
Republic was also at 12,000 feet altitude in the last village in northern Ladakh, mapping the readiness against the Chinese invasion.
Republic is reporting from northern Ladakh this time, and we have reached to the last village here. This is called the Shok village. If you talk about the population of this village, it's only 118 members, but as per the locals here, they have the roots from Tibet and they are here living in this very village. If we talk about we are at 12,200 feet altitude, and there you can see river Shok, which is one of the important rivers because its tributary is Galwan, and that has been in news for quite some time.
Alternate access between Durbuk and Shiok is being constructed. This is being done through hard rock strata.
We are at Shok realignment in northern Ladakh and I'm joined by Major Ishan Pal. Thank you so much for talking to Republic. Sir, can you brief us about the operations that are taking place here?
Behind us is we are working on Shok realignment and drilling operations are under progress. Even at sub-zero temperatures, what we do is in all the hard rock strata, we drill holes, insert explosives and then blast it. Once we achieve the requisite required widening, that is the time we start blacktopping the road.
So we are seeing a very different kind of equipment here, this very red machine. Can you tell us something about it?
Yes, Border Roads organization has given to us DC 400R drilling equipment. This is a machine which has been manufactured in Finland and imported to India, and it has given us manifold progress in our formation works.
Be it air, sea or even land, India is all set to give a befitting reply to the Chinese when they try to invade the Indian territory next time. Bureau Report, Republic TV.
आइए नए उत्तर प्रदेश की क्षमता और असीमित अवसरों से सफलता की नई कहानी लिखें। यूपी ग्लोबल इन्वेस्टर्स समिट 10 से 12 फरवरी 2023। नए भारत के ग्रोथ इंजन उत्तर प्रदेश में निवेश करें।
बैंगन भरते का सारा सामान ऑर्डर कर दिया, बैंगन ही ऑर्डर करना भूल गया।
बैंगन भी ऑर्डर कर दूं?
सिर्फ एक बैंगन देने कौन आएगा?
जियो मार्ट सिर्फ एक आइटम भी फ्री डिलीवर करता है।
छोटा या बहुत छोटा, जियो मार्ट करता है हर ऑर्डर फ्री होम डिलीवर। जियो मार्ट, हर घर का मार्ट।
पढ़ता है, खेलता है, झूलता उछलता है, दौड़ता कभी कभी दौड़ कराता है, आगे आगे बढ़ता है इंडिया, अमूल दूध पीता है इंडिया।
अगर आप बाकी दुनिया से बात करना चाहते हो तो वहां हिंदी काम नहीं आएगी, वहां अंग्रेजी ही काम आएगी।
Rahul Gandhi looks down upon Hindi language, says English is more important.
स्मृति ईरानी केवल आती हैं, लटके झटके देकर चली जाती हैं। वो निश्चित तौर से गांधी परिवार की सीट है और रहेगी।
Water Congress launches sexist attack on Smriti by making the latke jhatke comment.
They want us not to entangle with the proceedings. They want our assembly should not take place.
Terrorist backer Congress now opposes Savarkar portrait in Karnataka Assembly.
छोड़िए ये पुरानी बातें हैं, ये तो सच्चाई क्या है, पॉलिटिक्स क्या है, जो बात है।
1984 riot-linked titler will now be part of Rahul Bharat Joro Yatra. He calls riot allegations all disuse.
Sir, our Jawans are standing their ground, so they should be respected, they should be honored, they should be appreciated.
External Affairs Minister gives it back to Rahul Gandhi for his pitai comment on Indian Army. Himanta government runs bulldozer against illegal encroachments in Assam. Over 1,000 bighas freed. Very good evening, friends. This Monday, 6:30 p.m. live and breaking. We had the headlines, and let's begin with Rahul Gandhi. In fact, almost becoming controversy's child. One comment a day. Earlier, it was an attack on Indian Army, and today he picks up the issue on which language to choose between Hindi and English. In yet another controversial comment, speaking during the Bharat Jodo Yatra, Rahul Gandhi has sparked a fresh language row. Gandhi mocked Hindi speakers and said that Hindi language won't work in US and shouldn't be given more importance, and focus should instead be on teaching English. Listen to this elitist comment made by Rahul in his Bharat Jodo rally in Alwar.
ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान का गरीब, किसान का बेटा, मजदूर का बेटा अंग्रेजी सीखे। इसका कारण है क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं कि आप बड़े सपने ना देखो, मगर अगर आप बाकी दुनिया से बात करना चाहते हो, चाहे वो अमेरिका के लोग हों, जापान के लोग हों, इंग्लैंड के लोग हों, तो वहां हिंदी काम नहीं आएगी, वहां अंग्रेजी ही काम आएगी। ये नहीं चाहते हैं कि हिंदुस्तान का गरीब, किसान का बेटा, मजदूर का बेटा अंग्रेजी सीखे। इसका कारण है क्योंकि वो चाहते हैं कि आप बड़े सपने ना देखो, मगर अगर आप बाकी दुनिया से बात करना चाहते हो, चाहे वो अमेरिका के लोग हों, जापान के लोग हों, इंग्लैंड के लोग हों, तो वहां हिंदी